Do you want to be part of one of the most amazing airsoft communities on YouTube? Join my Discord, link is in the description. Different environment today, but don't worry about that. So today we're gonna make a new video on the updated MAXX Trigger. And you're like, oh man, there's been so much about the MAXX Speed Trigger. Well, the final version is here. There's been a few iterations. Let me show you guys. Let me take out a red one. So MAXX just developed a new one, and MAXX is actually a pretty good company to work with. I've been helping them develop these things, and they actually listen. It's super cool. There was one iteration to begin with. The first iteration of the MAXX Trigger, I'm going to try to make this fast as possible. The first iteration was this. It was a adjustable trigger. Adjustable, keyword adjustable. But the screws in this one was not very good. The screws was they didn't last very well. They like unscrewed themselves. They had no Loctite on. There was a ton of drama on the forums, and people were like talking mad smack. And they're like, this is fucking trash. I'm like, and MAXX like, well, fuck. Well, what do we do now? Well, what if we make a adjustable trigger that's not adjustable? Adjustable speed trigger, but we choose how much it's supposed to be adjusted. You see here, there's two small nipples. Two small nipples on it. The community definitely didn't like that. They were like, so you just gave us a adjustable speed trigger for MTW that's not adjustable. What the fuck? Well, I've been using my adjustable, not adjustable trigger on my MTW, and I've been loving it. Because you just plug and play, install it, perfect, safe works, everything works. But now, MAXX was like, well, we gotta show the community some love and give them exactly what they want. Because if they don't get what they want, they're gonna be pissed. So, here, the final iteration of the MAXX Trigger, I think, because this is everything everyone has asked for. A trigger, let's see. And what is this trigger? Is it a not adjustable trigger? Is it an unadjustable speed trigger that's supposed to be adjustable? Look at these screws. Look, good screws. That's gonna stay in. Look. Nice. Let me see. It actually feels heavier. Is it a heavier trigger? Is it heavier? Or is it just me? It might be the same. Well, from the first iteration to this, that's not adjustable, to a adjustable trigger. Very nice, MAXX. Good job for listening to the community. Good job. Well, let's put this adjustable trigger in my MTW. I will install it real quick so everyone can see that it actually works and it actually shoots and it does what a trigger is supposed to does. So let's take all this shit over here. Let's get the MTW. Oh, I call this has stirred up a lot of drama recently, my MTW, because people are salty and saucers. They're big saucers, very saucer. But I mean, that's not my fault. So anyways, so let's take this MTW apart real quick. I'll cut this out, I guess, if I don't have anything important to say while I do it. And the keyword was important, so probably not. So, I've done this a million times before, uninstalling the trigger. You guys have seen it. I don't know if you need to see it. If you want to see it, I'll go through it quickly. First off, you untighten the trigger. Very untight. Boom. Now it's untightened. Now you need to remove the springs from inside here. There's one pin. Now we have another pin. Trigger pin. That's the trigger board. That is the spring for the trigger board. Let's get this trigger out. So let's see. So I've actually been using this trigger a long time. Like this is the first version. Is it like, it doesn't look very used. It's actually hold up very well. Like, this has been through, I've ran this since it came out, so I honestly don't know how many months it's been out, but I've ran this shit to the ground, and I've been finger blasting that trigger more than you would know. But good. Let's get the new trigger. So listen, motherfuckers, this is important, please. This trigger here, this screw here, you don't really want to touch this. This is to make sure that you're not gonna break off the switch on your board, the trigger switch. You see, trigger switch, front pin, front screw, break off, crack, boom, doesn't work, doesn't shoot. You can adjust this, but you have to be a very experienced tech. Please do not touch the front one. You will break it. So don't break it. Now we have to unscrew the thing up here top. So you can actually insert the trigger again. You obviously have to adjust the trigger before you put it in, really. Let me see here, the first one, it was unscrewed a little bit. Let's unscrew the trigger just a tiny bit. So this one here, this screw here, you see this screw here? That is the one that's gonna touch the trigger switch. Is gonna go click, 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 click. So if you unscrew this all the way, it will always touch the trigger switch, and you can probably not shoot, or it will shoot permanently, I don't know. So usually I do one spin, just a tiny spin. This is new one, so obviously I don't know if this is gonna be the same. I do tiny spin, and then this adjusts how much trigger pull you will have. Honestly, it's already all the way in the button. I do one screw, like one full turn, and I'm gonna put this stuff in. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Is this a dead battery? Did I put in a dead battery? We don't have dead batteries in this house. So it doesn't shoot. That might be because it's not touching the. Might be because it's not touching the trigger switch. We got it working. It took quite a bit of fiddling, but it turns out I will take one of the one. I'll open one. Yeah, let's see real quick. It took quite a bit of fiddling. The middle, I don't know if you call it the middle, the screw in the middle, and apparently this camera had died sometime doing filming, but this screw right here, this screw here had to be very far out. This screw here, it had to be very far out. These two didn't really matter. I screwed this one a lot out too because I feel like it couldn't reach with this one otherwise. But this one, to hit the trigger switch, has to be like screwed very far out. So now we have a working trigger. Let's see here. So on safe, there's absolutely no movement. There's no movement on safe. No movement on safe at all. No movement. Shoot. Very nice. It works. Very hair trigger, very nice, I love it. Like, I must say that I think it's really cool. Like, I've been working with MAXX with the hubbub, the trigger, and all of these things, and it's so freaking cool that they use me and a bunch of techs that know what they're talking about to actually help them develop products. The guy obviously bought an MTW. Obviously he had to buy a limited edition for himself, you know. Obviously he had to buy a limited edition for himself. But it's so nice that MAXX listens to the community for what they actually want and they just develop it. They do have a huge budget, I guess, because they're MAXX model, you know. People always say like, yo, they're very overpriced and blah blah, but I mean, if you like it, you like it, you know. Like, I think value is up to the individual if they want to pay for it or not. I'm sure you can get a trigger that does exactly the same for like 1/5 of the price, but the one that you might get doesn't say MAXX on it and it doesn't look as sharp as this. So yeah, my MTW with the MAXX trigger looks like this. Little bit trigger, no trigger. Love it. Well done, MAXX. I must say that this trigger this time is everything that we want. Now we'll just see if these loosens by themselves or not. If they loosen, I hope not. Otherwise, we might have to add Loctite. But you say they shouldn't loosen, so yeah, it should be good. Anyways, everyone, thanks for watching. I did swap back to my speed spring because the one MAXX supplied me was a little bit too girthy, a little bit too hard, and I didn't like that. But let me, 1 second. Let me put the MTW on its rightful spot. See you guys later, and thank you for watching. And I hope this point of view, there's a point of view over here. I really hope it worked because apparently it crashed during like the middle of it, so that would be fucking awkward. Anyways, have a nice day. This was supposed to be a really quick video. Let's see how short I can cut it down. Love you all in peace, and MAXX, Andy, keep developing awesome shits because I love it. Bye. Subscribe, leave a comment. And if you don't subscribe, leave a comment and like the video, I will find you on the field. And you know what I will do because you've seen it in my videos. Peace. Do you want to be part of one of the most amazing Airsoft communities on YouTube? Join my Discord, link is in the description.